What's going on, everyone? My name is Tim and this is the Warehouse Series. I welcome you to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about, can you make a career out of warehousing? Now, this is something I have touched on in the past, but when you have 200 videos, over 200 videos on your channel, sometimes you forget about what I say, and I like to reiterate stuff every now and then, especially since we have a lot of new warehouse workers joining this channel and joining Discord. Speaking of Discord, that link is in the description below if you want to join that warehouse community. And if you guys are not a subscriber to my channel, if you could do that, I really appreciate it. So with this being said, one of the first things you want to inquire about whenever you're working into or going to a warehouse position is there a union or not? I put the pros and cons of a union in this video right here. This will be on the end of this video. If you want to click this link, you can watch that video. One of the major cons of being in the union is it does not matter how great of a worker you are. You could have the greatest work ethic and you are not going anywhere. You're going to be at the bottom position and you're going to have to work your way up by years served. That's how it works at a union. The longer you've been there, the easier jobs you get. It does not matter how good of a worker you are. So remember that if you are acquiring a warehouse position with a union. Also, with that being said, there is numerous positions you could apply for inside of a warehouse. Some of them, like I said, selection is the brunt of the work. If you are going to be a selector in a union warehouse, it is definitely something you want to ask about. How long will I be selecting for? Probably 10 to 15 years. Go somewhere else. I mean, honest, true opinion, go somewhere else. Because you don't want to do it. I'm just telling you, you do not want to do that for X amount of years. Now, because remember, we're talking about a career. You're looking to make a career out of your job here. I've talked in the past about doing these for a short period of time and getting out. We're talking about a career. So if you're going to be a selector for a long period of time, go to another warehouse. There is thousands and thousands of warehouses around, especially in your area. There's quite a few, I guarantee it. There's so many different types of warehouses out there. And if you're going to be selecting for a long period of time, inquire at a different warehouse. With that being said, other positions that you could do is a forklift operator. Now, once again, if you could only do a forklift operator for the life of your time being there as a career, I would go somewhere else. I'm telling you right now, forklift operator, although it's easier on the body than selection, it is still tough on your body. All right, you feel every jolt through your spine. If you drive a forklift, you know what I'm talking about, unless you're on a sit down. If you're on a sit down, but even that brings problems with lower back and stuff from sitting down all the time. But if you're on a stand up forklift, you get neck pain, you get shoulder pain. It goes on and on, guys. You get the hip pain. Like I talked about from the video on Wednesday, you get that hip pain from having a lean from one side to the other because you're trying to get comfortable on the lift. So that is definitely something you want to consider if you're going to be doing a forklift throughout the life of your career there. Another job is a sortation person, and usually these are at Amazon's. You're doing the sortation centers. These are probably a little bit easier on your body, but once again, you're standing and you're sorting stuff out. So standing for long periods of time, you got to remember that. But the good thing about Amazon's, which I'm going to touch on later, is that you can move up. There's different various jobs you could do within the Amazon warehouse from what I was told. So, definitely inquire about what jobs can I do if I stay there long enough for sortation. Another job that you could do is loaders. And that is basically taking the finished product off the dock and sticking it into the trailers to be shipped to the stores or wherever they may be going. So you could be loading trucks as well. Now, there are people in our Discord that do it all. They do selection, they do high lift operators, and they load. And that's what I'm talking about. If you're spreading yourself beyond various jobs, it's going to make your job a lot easier. So I would definitely inquire about that whenever you're looking into a warehouse. Another job that if you guys are good at maintenance, every warehouse probably has a maintenance worker or a maintenance department. You work on the equipment, you work on stuff throughout the warehouse. So definitely inquire if you are good at maintenance. And I believe that you do not need a college education with that. I'm not 100% sure if you need schooling with that or not, but I would definitely inquire about maintenance if you're good and you're a handy person. And with that being said, there's supervision. Supervision usually work off a salary. At our warehouse, you need the college education to go along with that. From what I'm told, at Amazon, you could you could work a couple years there and then you could progress. They will hire you if you're a good worker and you know the area that you are working in. So definitely inquire about that if you're looking to move up to a management position. We also have trainers in the building. Now, whether or not, warehouses have strict trainers, that's all you do, I have no idea. But, it's just another position that you could work in the warehouse. And shipping and receiving is another one. There's people that run the docks. So shipping and receiving is definitely something that you can make a career out of. Now, whether the pay is there or not, I don't know. That is something you got to ask about whenever you are applying for those positions. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of other benefits that come with these positions I just listed. And I did not list all the positions in the warehouse. There's so many positions in the warehouse. You could also be a truck driver. So, I could go on and on and on about this. So now I'm going to talk about some of the perks that you need to ask about. The first and foremost is healthcare. You need to inquire about the healthcare, because someone making this is where the hourly rate does not play in the factor. Someone can be making 20 bucks an hour, someone could be making 25 an hour, but the person making $20 an hour has phenomenal health care, and the person that makes 25 an hour is paying a lot per week per their health care. So you really need to inquire about the health care. Health care can really top off someone's upper rate, even if it's 15 bucks an hour. If you have phenomenal health care at $15 an hour, you're making more than the person that's making 25 an hour and paying $200 a week for their health care. So inquire about that health. The second thing I want to talk about, if you're looking to make a career, you need a good retirement plan. So inquire about the retirement plan. Do they have 401k, IRA, company matches? Do they have a pension if they're a union? And is that pension good if you still have it in the union? Now, pensions have been going downhill and they're trying to recover. So definitely that is something you need to inquire about, is that retirement plan. All right, guys, the next thing I want to talk about is something important. I've been talking about selection, and that is the labor intensive work. How much labor work are you going to be doing? Are you going to get easier jobs in the future where you're not going to be doing so much labor work? Doing labor work for a whole career, I just highly recommend not doing it. You need to move up. Now, this is where the union jobs play in to the pro part, is that the more time you serve, the easier jobs you get. So you need to definitely inquire about how much labor work am I going to be doing and how long am I going to be doing that labor work for. And the next thing, if you're on a forklift or you're doing selection or any type of standard system, talk to people. Try to inquire. That's what's nice about this place is we got Discord. You're applying for, let's say, a Walmart distribution center. Well, we might not have people that work at the Walmart distribution center that you're going to, but we have people over in Discord that work all throughout the world in Walmart distribution centers. So you could ask them, what is their labor standard like? Because I would most certainly guarantee that one labor standard at a Walmart distribution center is the same as the other one. So that's why Discord is something unique. And you can really get some insight on the different warehouses that you're going to work at, especially with labor standards. And talking about that labor standard, you get bonuses, incentive pays. So definitely inquire about the incentive pays, because sometimes, like I said though, you want to make sure you're not doing that labor job for a long time. But let's say I'm doing a hard labor job for 5 years and they're only paying me $15 an hour. Well, what's the incentive pay? I'm a good worker. I know I can do it. Am I going to get, X amount of money for doing over 100%? Now, if you don't know about the labor standard, come over to Discord, start asking questions about that, and we will answer those questions for you. All right, now we will get to the hourly pay. You notice I did not put this first because I think people get in their head. They just like to hear that number. They love to boast and brag. I make X amount of money per hour. And like I said, retirement and healthcare could super exceed your hourly pay in a heartbeat. So, but next is pay. You want to make sure that you're getting some type of fair share for doing a labor work. If you're coming in and you're throwing cases, you don't want to do it for 14, 15 bucks an hour. You want to be closer to $20 an hour, in my opinion, depending on where you live too, because cost of living is different everywhere. So depending on where you're living, you might want that higher pay. If you're in California or New York, in the States, then maybe you want to be up 25 bucks an hour because cost of living is a lot higher in those two states that I just named. So definitely inquire about cost of living, where you're at, and that hourly pay. Another big part in coming to these labor intensive things is your pay time off. Inquire, hey, after 5 years, where am I going to be? 7 years, 10 years? How much paid time off can I take to rest my body, go on vacation, and relax while doing this job? So that's definitely another thing. If you want to make a career out of being a warehouse worker, you need paid time off. All right, guys, and the last two things I want to talk about is part-time. A lot of these places will hire you for part-time for the main reason that I told you that you should be getting a career job somewhere, and that is healthcare. They will not pay you full-time because they do not want to pay you healthcare. They're saving a boatload of money by keeping you at part-time. So when you're inquiring about a position, if they're going to say, oh, this is part-time and it might be part-time for a while, we may give you full-time later, I would look somewhere else. I would look somewhere else that is going to be full-time. You do not want to waste 3 years at a warehouse at part-time for something that you may become full-time. So I would definitely look for a position that is going to be full-time right off the start. And the last thing I want to talk about is advancement. You know, hey, I'm a good worker. You know, can I advance to different positions in the warehouse? Like I told you with the union, you have to work your way up. Other jobs, advancement. You know, I'm going to be selecting for 3 years. I could do a forklift for a couple years, and I possibly can move up to management or move up to running the dock or doing different various jobs within the warehouse. So definitely advancement. So guys, I listed a ton of things, a ton of different positions you can work in the warehouse, and a ton of different things you need to inquire about when you're asking about your job. If you are going for a career, remember, this job is if you want to work as a career as a warehouse worker. So a lot of different things today. This is definitely something we could talk on a live stream about if you guys are interested in that. You know, if I get enough people, we could definitely talk on live stream about more until to what I just talked about. So that's it for today, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.